Hmm, I'm really trying to figure this out. Okay, y'all. I really wanted to do this reading I did yesterday. I did it on a different platform and didn't realize that. Well, I really don't know how they operate for real. It's something I had for a while, but I really don't be on there. But I know that you could go live, but you can't save your lives like on here. Or at least I don't know how to because I haven't really navigated everything yet. But the reading I did yesterday, it was so on point. Here's the deck from the reading from yesterday. And I've been trying to piece it together so I could get it right, word for word, which is certain. I think I'm getting off like one line or two lines, maybe. So I just figured I would do a brief recap of what this reading was about. All right, so pretty much there was a Cancer male in your energy collective. And this is a collective reading, like I already say. But before I get into the actual reading that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to recap this reading that I wasn't able to pre record for you guys while I was on live on this other platform. So this is just pretty much a recap of whatsoever before I get into my actual reading. But like I said, there could have been a Cancer in your energy collective, or you could be a Cancer male that I'm speaking to. Whoever this Cancer male is, they could be from Iowa, reside in Iowa, traveling to or from Iowa. Whoever this Cancer male is that resides in Iowa or from Iowa, they could be a married man collective. If they aren't married, they could be wanting to get married collective, whether it's you or whatso have you, but they could be married. And then we have doesn't want you to get what is yours. So either this Cancer male doesn't want you to get what is yours, or someone that they are married to doesn't want you to get what is yours. Now, I don't know if this person was married to this person and they got a divorce from this person, and this person wants to marry you, and whoever their spouse was don't want you to get what is yours, because this may be your spouse collective, someone that you're supposed to be with. That was one scenario that I got. Then getting further into the reading, there was a toxic Sagittarius male that was a part of the equation some way, somehow. Whoever this toxic Sagittarius male is, they could be a part of you, of not wanting you to get what is yours collective. And what this is, I don't know. This could be pertaining to love or something else that is meant for you, supposed to be yours, got your name on it, what so have you. But it's obvious that people don't want you to get it collective, but it's something you're supposed to have, or something that someone wants you to have that people don't want you to get. So whoever this toxic Sagittarius male is, this could be someone who loves to wake up to you collective. Now, I don't know if this was someone that you used to deal with, someone that you dealt with. You could have slept next to this person, and this person could have felt like they love to wake up next to you. And then I had also got a Taurus, or this could be a Taurus. So if not this Sagittarius, it could have been this Taurus that loves waking up next to you collective. And then we have sex workers. So this Taurus could be a sex worker collective, or you could have been a sex worker and you could have dealt with multiple of these people while doing this type of work collective. And then we have still exploring options. But These could be people that still like to explore their options collective that you encounter. And we have karmic relationship. Someone that you dealt with while doing this type of work, if you were this worker, they could have been in a karmic relationship, or you could have dealt with a lot of people that were in karmic relationships. They were in karmic relationships, but still wanting to explore their options. Now, there could have been a Gemini male that you also encountered. This Gemini male could have been in a karmic relationship, and they could like to still explore their options collective. So you guys could have connected as well. Whoever this Gemini is, they could be a Gemini black man, and they could be dealing with a Virgo white woman. And then we have popular loner. So you could be someone who's popular, but you could be a loner. So you could know a lot of people, but you could stay to yourself pretty much collective. And we have feeling. So someone could be feeling you, or like I said, these people could be feeling you, but these could be people that stuck in karmic relationships, people that want to still explore their options collective, but they could claim to be feeling you, or someone in this situation could claim to be feeling you. This could be someone who is Muslim collective, or you could be someone who is Muslim. And then we have new flame. So this could be a new flame of yours that's filling you collective, someone who is Muslim. But like I said, you could be the new flame to someone, you could be Muslim, but you could be feeling them or they could be feeling you. And this could be some sort of new flame, someone that you just recently met or someone that you're about to meet. And then we have faithful. So you could be someone who is faithful collective. So when you're actually in relationships, you could be a faithful partner collective, or someone could be wanting to be faithful to you. And we have Great Wall Chinese. You could have recently ate Chinese, specifically, I can never say that word right. So fuck it. Y'all know what I mean. So we have Great Wall Chinese, or you could have recently just ate at a Great Wall Chinese collective. Then we have Wingman. So while you was at this Great Wall Chinese, you could have encountered someone's wingman, whether you knew it or not. So this could be the wingman of a new flame, someone who wants to be a new flame collective. But maybe something stood out to you because they could have spoke to you or what so have you, acknowledging that they know you. Maybe they called you by name or something like that. So this is how you can know that they're actually a wingman to somebody in a situation, whether a new flame or an old flame. Whoever this wingman is that you encounter at this Chinese restaurant, they could drive a white van collective, or you could be someone who drives a white van. And they could be a wingman to someone that you have a deep soul connection with. And we have innocent party, but they could be the innocent party, whoever this is that you have a deep soul connection with, or you could just be the innocent party in this situation. Your name could be Paige or Beasley. Sorry for this card. I keep saying I'm gonna rewrite it, but I always forget to do it. Because that blue bleed through heavily. And then we have humiliation rituals on repeat. So there could have been people doing humiliation rituals on repeat. And it's kind of where I lost kind of track at. But there could have been people doing humiliation rituals on repeat collective. There could have been someone who has late nights at the office that's involved in doing these humiliation rituals on repeat. So they could work in an office. This could be someone you work with or work around, but someone who works late nights at an office could be involved. And then we have doesn't understand what that no means no. So there could be people in the situation doing humiliation rituals on you, collective, on repeat, because they're not understanding that no means no. Like I said, if these are multiple people that you encountered sexually, maybe they're upset that you're no longer given to them sexually. And you could have told these people no multiple times and they don't understand that no means no. So they could have resulted to doing humiliation rituals on repeat on you, collective, like I said. And one of these people involved in this could work in the office settings and they could be having late nights at a um at the office. Now, I don't know if they having late nights at this office to do these humiliation rituals or what's so happy, but it's just what it is. Then we got a Taurus male. So a Taurus male could be involved. They could be one of the parties that don't understand that no means no, collective. So they could have had a hand in doing these humiliation rituals on you on repeat. Then we have babysitter. So someone in a situation could need a babysitter, or this Taurus male could be a babysitter, or they could be needing a babysitter to do something. Maybe they want to come towards you, collective, or go towards someone that they have late nights at an office with. I don't know. But someone in the situation need a babysitter to do something or go somewhere. They feels called out by what you are saying, even if you don't say their name. So, someone in this situation, or there could be multiple people in this situation that feels called out by what you are saying, collective. Even if you are not saying their names, they still feel called out, because whatever you are saying could be some truth to it, or it could be true altogether. And this could be ruffling these people's feathers, because even though you're not calling them out by name, they still feel some type of way, because by what you're saying, they feel like you're speaking directly to them or directly about them. Then we have a Sagittarius white woman. So this could be a Sagittarius white woman who feels called out by what you're saying, collective, even though you're not saying her name. This Sagittarius white woman could be obsessed with their power over others, collective. So this could be someone who loves power, to have power over others. So they could have been involved with doing these humiliation rituals on repeat as well. Now, I don't know if this Sagittarius white woman has a position of power to where that's what gives them the power to think that they have power over others, or why they are so obsessed with having powers over others because of the position they hold. They could be someone who has an office and spends late nights at this office, collective. And maybe this person could be trying to have power over you along with other people, because you could have told them no in regards to something, and they don't understand what no means because they're so obsessed with having power over people. And then we have, I did out of order, unprotected. So whoever this Sagittarius white woman is, they could be unprotected. Maybe they're unprotected by coming up against you. So they could be coming up against you, involved with these humiliation rituals, not understanding that even though they're coming up against you, when it comes to these rituals, they're the ones that's not protected in the situation, collective. And we have someone maybe in your energy, exactly. So the Sagittarius, a white woman may be in your energy, or all of these people that's involved with doing these humiliation rituals on repeat is in your energy. Obviously, they're in your energy if they're doing rituals on you. But whoever these people are that's in your energy, they are not protected, collective. Then we have 2014. So something could have been going on since the year of 2014, or someone that you could have met or encountered in the year of 2014 could be involved, but I'm getting something could have been going on since the year of 2014 collective. This could be someone that resides in Delaware, traveling to or from Delaware that you encounter in 2014. And we have proposing to have access to gain access to your finances. So whoever this is that you know from Delaware that resides in Delaware that you may have known since 2014, they could be trying to propose to you collective in order to gain access to your finances collective. Like I said, they don't want you to get what's yours. Like I said, this could be love, or this could be in regards to some sort of finances or something that you're supposed to have that people don't want you to have. They don't want you to have what's yours. So it may be yours, but they don't want you to have it. So someone in the situation could be trying to come and propose to you in order to gain access to whatever that is. And I'm getting finances. So it could have to do with finances, whether something you obtained on your own or something that was given to you, something that was owed to you. But whoever this is coming in wanting to propose, they want access to it. And they feel like in order to do that, they have to propose to you and get in good with you. Then we have remote viewing you 24/7, 7 days a week. So whoever this is from Delaware, they could be remote viewing you 24/7, 7 days a week. I don't know if they're doing it by themselves or they take shifts with someone else to be able to do this frequently 24/7, 7 days a week. What time do you have to yourself? So they could be doing this with other people, or they could just have a job to where they have access to remote view you 24/7 while still doing their job, however it goes. Then we have case manager. They could be a case manager of some sort, or you could have dealt with a case manager, or there could have been a case going on to where you needed a case manager. This could have went on in the year of 2014. So whatever this is, maybe these people try to build a case against you collective, or you could have dealt with a CPS case and needed a case manager of some sort in the year of 2014. So whoever this person is that resides or is from Delaware, they could be some sort of case manager collective, and they could have been watching you since 2014. So maybe they knew about this case that you had, and they could have been friends or just cool with whoever your case manager was collective. And by watching you, whether known or unknown, you could have not even known that this person has been watching you in the background. But ever since this case that was brought about in 2014, this person has been remote viewing you. Now, I don't know if it was attraction, or maybe they saw something about you that they wanted to get in good with you for. Hello. But they start heavily watching you collective. And like I said, this could be due to a case manager, whether if this is their friend or someone that they overheard gossiping about you collective. So maybe these people were saying actually good things in regards to your case, or in regards to how you carry yourself or something, and this person start remote viewing you collective. And we have fake pages. So this person could be making fake pages, or throughout this time of them stalking you collective, they could have been making fake pages to be able to keep up with you as well, which I don't understand because you already remote viewing somebody, but maybe they wanted to come and talk to you off these fake pages because they didn't want you to know who they were collective. Maybe they felt like if you knew who they were and how long they've been watching you, that you will see them as a creep. And then we got amazing chemistry. So this could be someone that you had amazing chemistry with, not even knowing what they were doing. behind the scenes. Then we have Fed time. So there could be people getting Fed time collective. They could be getting Fed time in regards to a case that happened in 2014. Um, Maybe this person has also been watching you because they know that they build up a case against you that wasn't right collective. So maybe they built this case up due to something that is yours that they didn't want you to get. And we have wanting your car to be repoed. So someone in the situation could want your car to be repoed. Someone that's getting Fed time for either remote viewing you 24/7, 7 days a week, doing something that they haven't been doing. And because it's been so long, they could be finally getting caught up and going to prison, getting Fed time, getting locked up by the feds, however you want to say it, because they are finally being caught up for remote viewing you 24/7, 7 days a week since the year of 2014. That's crazy. So they've been getting away with this for a long time, or there could be multiple people in the situation getting Fed time for doing humiliation rituals for you. Maybe they've been trying to build multiple cases against you collective because they don't want you to get what is yours. Like I said, this could be in regards to love or finances or both. Maybe they don't want you to have a love connection or whatever this is financially that is yours collective. These people don't want you to have it. So they could have just been doing a lot of things in the background to stop this from coming in for you, as well as like building cases against you collective, because they don't want you to have whatever this is. They wanted you to self-sabotage in a way, so they could have been doing things against you to try and make you self-sabotage, maybe so you could get arrested or whatsoever. But by any means, whatever they had to do to be in your energy, stay in your energy, they could have just been throwing a lot at you. Every time that they stepped in your energy and threw something at you, they could have thought that this would make you self sabotage in some way. Someone could be over medicating. Maybe they wanted you to over medicate because of everything that they was doing against you collective. So they could have wanted you to be on drugs of some sort or have an overdose or some sort. Or someone in a situation now could be over medicating because they could have got the news of them getting locked up for doing what they've been doing. So now they could be over medicating collective because they wanted you to self sabotage. Now they self sabotage themselves pretty much collective. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the tarot cards that I had. Like I said, I didn't know I wasn't gonna be able to. Sorry about that, y'all. My phone overheated, but I also had to get the tarot cards. Good thing I didn't shuffle the cards yesterday after I did this reading, because I still had them in order. Now with the telepathy oracle, all right, yeah, I got them in order too. So yeah, I'll be able to tell y'all what's up with the what's up. I think I only had like three or couple of those are the ones from that deck. It's shit. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to recall this reading. All right. So, like I was saying, collective, these people could have handed you out a lot of injustice, as we have the justice in the reverse. Like I said, there could have been a lot of injustice that these people tried to bring to you or have you in, but they could be getting karma. Maybe they wanted you to get karma for one reason or another, but they could be getting karma at this time. Some of their karma could be fed time, like I said, for doing things that they shouldn't have been doing just because they didn't want you to receive what was yours or have what was yours, whether that's your kids collective, if you dealt with a CPS case, whether if it's a money that you um you worked for, or money that was left to you, or rather a love such situation that they didn't want you to have, or all the above. They could have just handed out a lot of injustice to you because they didn't want you to have these things. And now they could be getting karma for this. These people could have been very dishonest in the situation and very corrupt, especially if you were dealing with case managers or what so have you, or people in high positions, people that sat in office settings that shouldn't have been doing what they were doing. Like I said, they could have had a lack of responsibility, or they wanted to make it seem like you had a lack of responsibility, collective, like you couldn't handle certain things, or you couldn't handle what was for you, collective, and they could be having a casual avoidance at this time. And then we had the friendship in the reverse cancer energy. So there could be a cancer that's involved in all this. Whoever this cancer is, they could be overindulgence. They could be overindulging in drugs, overindulging in whatever they do. If they're a sex worker of some sort, as we had earlier, an Aryan sex worker, they could be a sex worker, they could indulge in sex, but they could just be overindulging at this time. They could be overindulging in whatever they do in these rituals or what so have you. Like I said, they've been doing humiliation rituals on repeat. But whoever the cancer is in the situation, they could be a bitch, collective. This could be someone who's real bitchy. They could have a lack of a social life. So that's why they do mean things to people, or that's why they are a bitch to people, because they lack a social life, collective. And that could be another reason why they overindulge in certain things, because they lack a social life as well. And then we had the fool in the reverse. So these people could be feeling like fools, collective, because they could have been very reckless towards you, reckless when it came to the things that they did against you. They could have they could have been very fearful when doing these things, felt like nothing could happen to them, very obsessed with power. Like I said, this Sagittarius white woman, they could have been someone who was very obsessed with power, but a lot of them could have been obsessed with power over people, collective. So they could have felt like no one could touch them, or they couldn't be touched in a situation. And they could have taken a lot of risks, collective, a lot of risks to come up against you. And then we have the temperance in the reverse, which is Sagittarius energy. This Sagittarius had came out a lot. That's how you know they play a big role in this, and they must have a position of power. They could be a authoritative figure of some sort. But whoever this Sagittarius is, they could be imbalanced at this time. They could be self-indulgent as well. Like I said, there could be people over medicating because they could have received some sort of news or something about fed time or what so have you. They could be doing things in excess. They could be trying to start conflict, or the conflict that they did start was in an excess, collective, because they could have had a lack of perspective when it came to the power that they had, or the power that they tried to have over people, because they was obsessed with this. They could be in a discord. This could be someone who likes to antagonize, and they could be very reckless, collective. Like I said, this people that play the fool, they could be very reckless when taking risks, collective, because they lack perspective in a situation. And then we also had travel and news in reverse, also Sagittarius energy. Like I said, they came out a lot in this reading. But whoever this Sag is, they could be returning from a trip or a vacation, but it could be bad timing, and they could lose motivation. They could be losing motivation due to whatever this news is. Like I said, if they're getting some sort of news when it comes to having to do fed time, this could be um getting them to lose motivation, because maybe they are motivated, very motivated at first, because like I said, they were fearless in the actions that they took. They felt like they couldn't be touched, collective, because they were a power, they had power or authoritative position. So they were very motivated at first, but now they could be losing motivation now that they receive some sort of news. And this news could have came in after some sort of travel. Like I said, if they are returning from a trip, they could have been hit with this news, or they could have got picked up, or what so have you, collective. Or this could have happened while they were on vacation. They could have received some sort of news or gotten picked up to do whatever this fed time is. And that right there could be the bad timing, because it wasn't expected. They didn't expect to have to do this either while on vacation, or come step into this while on vacation, or after they return from vacation. So that's like, as soon as a person getting off the plane, they stepping into their crib, they looking at their mail that they left while on vacation, all they mail that they incurred, and they just see a letter. And they read the letter, and it states that they gotta receive fed time for what they've been doing. Yeah, that's definitely bad timing. But then we also had burden in the reverse, also Sagittarius energy. So whoever this Sagittarius is, after receiving this news, they could be very burdened collective. They could be feeling like they have insurmountable problems at this time. They could feel duty bound, especially if they receiving fair time. You are going to be duty bound. And it says, do as you told. Yeah, you got to do what they told. So instead of you having power over people, now somebody got power over you. So they could be very burdened by this, because they bound to this. So now they carrying the burdens. Maybe burdens that they wanted to carry, wanted you to carry. Like I said, these people could have tried to build multiple cases up against you, collective, since 2014. So all this could have been going on since the year 2014, collective. And these people just didn't want to stop. And then we have the sun energy, the sun in the upright. So you could be in this energy, or once this happened, collective, maybe there is multiple people that will be receiving fed time for their hand in all of this, collective. Once these people go down, you could be in this sun energy. If you aren't already, collective, you could be very positive at this time. Or once this happened, you could be gaining your freedom, because maybe you felt bound to the situation. Maybe you felt stuck in a situation, like I said, someone wanting your car to be repoed. If you're someone like me that stay in your car, that could be your home. So if you lose your home, you ain't really got much left after that. So you could have felt stuck in this situation. But after all this, you could be feeling a sense of freedom once you know that these people are getting their karma for the injustice that they handed out to you. And by the way, I forgot to say, this is Libra energy. So you could be a Libra, or you could have Libra in your chart as well. But yeah, you could be wanting to have fun once this is all said and done, collective. You could be feeling successful, or you could feel like it's a success that these people finally went down, or that they are finally going to go down, collective, if this hasn't happened yet. This could be making you feel optimistic. You could be very energetic, collective, because like I said, these people could have been in your energy, doing all these rituals against you to stay in your energy. And like I said, this could have been happening since 2014. So a lot of people could have been in your energy for a long time, collective. So this could be that sense of freedom, and you gaining your energy back, you being joyous, you being confident within self. You could be expressing yourself at this time, expressing what you had to go through, expressing what it was like dealing with these people, or what so have you. You could be stepping into a time of good luck. You could be enthused. You could be happy about this. You could be happy that the truth is coming out. And you could be very open to this energy, collective, open to feeling free, open to success. And then we have conflict in the upright. this is Leo energy, so a Leo also could have been involved. Whoever this Leo is, they could feel like they're coming up against a lot of people, or they could have had a hand in this collective. If they had a hand in this because people lied or tried to get them to come up against you with not telling them the correct information or all the information, they could now be in conflict, excuse me, in conflict with these people. They could be battling these people, having arguments, quarrels, disagreements. They could be struggling with the opposition because it could be them against these people now, because that these people got them to do something, or they could be fighting with these people because they got these people to do something without the right perspective, or without the right knowledge of some sort. So they could be fighting at this time. So these people could be fighting very aggressive. Whoever this Leo is, they could have a temper. And these people personalities and egos could be clashing at this time. This Leo could be confused, or they could have been the one spreading confusion in the situation because they are very unruly. They could be someone who's defensive, or they could call themselves defending their territory in some sort in regards to the situation or their stance or their position in all of this. And then we have strength in the upright, also Leo energy. So this Leo could be trying to gain strength in the situation, strength from constantly battling, strength from this conflict, these arguments. They could be trying to find the courage collective, or maybe they're needing you to give them inner strength collective, or they're needing to feel brave at this time. Maybe they want you to have some compassion for them collective, because you see the woman stroking the lion, the Leo is the lion. So they could be wanting you to have compassion for them in the situation. Like I said, if they were dragged into the situation, not really knowing the ins and outs, and they did something against you with these people, not really knowing what was going on, they could be wanting you to have compassion for them. They could feel like you're the only one that could tame them and control them if this was someone that you dealt with in the situation, whether past or present collective. But they could be overcoming self-doubt collective. They could be focused on something, focused on you, focused on them trying to regain their strength back when it comes to this battle that they have with these people, or this battle that they've been in against you collective, if they were a part of these people. But they could be needing patience at this time, or wanting you to have patience when it comes to them. But they could be very persuasive when it comes to their influence. Like I said, if they were the one influencing people, um, spreading a narrative to get people to fight and battle with you collective, they could have been very persuasive in influencing these people. Or they could feel like someone was very persuasive when it came to influencing them, however it goes. And then we had guilty. So these people could be guilty at this time, collective, or they could have wanted you to feel guilty for something, collective. So don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. Maybe you felt guilty, like I said, if you were dealing with a CPS case, you could have felt guilty in a situation like you didn't do something right, collective. But this is how these people wanted you to feel. But don't let guilt get in the way of happiness, because, like I said, you could be stepping into this sun energy if you aren't already in this energy. So don't feel guilty for being in this energy, for being free from this situation, from being successful, from getting what is yours, or working towards getting what is yours. Don't feel guilty for it. And then we have tree. Tell the tree what you really think. I really don't. Now, I look at this tree like as if the tree of life. So I would really think of this as your higher power, whoever is your higher power. So you may need to talk to whoever your higher power is and tell them what you really think. Think about yourself, think about the situation, just what you think in general. Or if you're someone that hugs trees, you may hug a tree and, self express yourself that way. But that's how I see that card. And then we have openness, as we already had openness with the sun, as you see. So be open to receiving divine guidance and relationships. So, like I said, if you dealt with multiple of these people, or if you was doing a certain thing at one point in time, which had you encounter a lot of people or certain people, you now could be open, or divine is wanting you to be open for them to actually guide you when it comes to dealing with relationships, so you don't have to deal with people who wants to just propose to you for finances, be with you for what you got collective, or someone that's going to come up against you with other people for whatever reason collective. So be open to the guidance that you're receiving from the divine, so you know how to pick these relationships, whether friends, lovers, or whatever part they play in your life. Let divine guide you when it comes to these relationships. And then we have value. Focus on things you value. So you could be focusing on things that you value, or you may need to collective. So things that's very close to your heart, collective, you may need to focus on those things collective, because you actually value those things, and those are the things that deserve your attention. Whether if it's people, like I said, they could be kids, it could be yourself, it could be things that you actually value that you have around you, whether materially or whatever it is. Focus on the things that you value. It could be a business, it could be a hobby, or just anything that you value, you may need to focus on at this time. And then we have heart. You start to feel your heartbeat faster as you get closer. So you could be getting closer to something collective. There, like I said, there could be an end to all this conflict, an end to all this injustice that's been happening collective, and you could feel it. You could feel it in your heart that the time is near, the time is getting closer, or you can feel your heartbeat faster as you get closer to something that you value collective. Maybe it was a long, hard fight for whatever this is, because people didn't want you to get what was yours collective. So now that you continue to fight collective to get what you deserved or what was yours collective, you could feel like you're closer to getting what you want. You could feel like if you aren't in the sun energy and things haven't ended yet, people haven't gotten picked up yet, collective, you could feel this energy moving closer towards you. You could feel that you're going to be in this sun energy soon, collective, because the closer you get, the faster your heart beat, and you know and feel that the end is near. Then we have bonding. So you could be bonding with someone or some people. You could be bonding with children collective at this time. You could be a student, or if you're a teacher, you could deal with your students. I don't know if you're a preschool teacher, you could be a preschool teacher, you could just be a teacher of some sort, where you deal with a lot of people that are your students, or a lot of individuals, should I say, who are your students. Or you could have been the student collective. You could have been in a learning phase collective, and now you being the student and learning what you needed to learn in a situation could have brought you to becoming this teacher collective. You could also be a mother, you could be a nourisher, a sort. Then we have you hold the key to your destiny. So whoever you are, collective, you hold the key to your destiny. Maybe this is also what these people didn't want you to get, something that's in regards to your destiny, but you hold the key to it, collective. Maybe that's why someone was always in your energy, because they didn't want you to feel like you held the key to your destiny, collective, and you do hold the key to your destiny. And we have strength, as we already had. You are going through a transformation that is requiring you to remain strong. So, throughout all of this, it could have caused you to transform or go through a transformation, collective. You could have stepped in it one way. Like I said, if you were someone that was once a sex worker, as we had in the beginning, you could have changed. And like I said, ever since you set up boundaries, telling people no, um, they could have not liked the change in you, the transformation in you, but you could have liked the transformation, or you couldn't even realize how well you were transforming from one thing to the next. But you needed strength through this transformation, collective. You needed to remain strong, because you could have also been going through the dark night of the soul. I don't know what I was about to say. So going through this dark night of the soul could have caused you to transform, collective. You were facing past and present traumas for healing purposes. So, like I said, this trauma could have been stemming from something that's been happening since the year 2014, collective. And you could have been dealing with not only the things from back then, but also the things in the present. Hello, everybody. The things from the present that you are still going through or just recently going through, collective. But whatever these traumas was a part of the dark night of the soul, so you could be able to transform, collective, so you could be able to heal and transform into who you're meant to be. And whoever you're meant to be, whoever you are now after this dark night of the soul, is why you hold the key to your destiny, collective. Then we have generational wealth. So you could be someone with generational wealth, or you could be someone who is building for generations to come. So you could be building a legacy right now, collective. Thank you. So you could be building this legacy right now, which is gonna build generational wealth, whether if it's for you, you and a spouse, or you and your children, collective, but you could be building this legacy. Now, it's the end of this reading. And like I said, I did it on another platform, and that platform did not allow me to save it. So I could transform it right here. And I'm going through a hard time right now. So I no longer have a second phone to where as though I can record. So I wanted to get this out. Thank you. I wanted to get this out because I felt like this reading really hit home. It was really on point. And this the first reading I done since I pretty much was going through my dark night of the soul. Like y'all seen the last video that I had prior to the one that I just did. But this is actually the reading that I first did after that live that I did when I said I was done. So this is actually the first one. But like I said, I did it on another platform, so there was no knowledge of that. So I'm glad that once I do a reading, I put the cards to the side. The only cards I do put back in the deck is these, but sometimes I don't shuffle them right away. I'll shuffle before I get on camera, and then while I'm on camera, before I pull them. So thank God I did do that, because that was why I was even able to do this reading. Because sometimes I do put the cards in the deck and shuffle them right then and there. So I could shuffle multiple times, even though I'm gonna do that regardless. Yes. But yeah, I'm just happy I was able to do this, because I really thought it was going to be too out of whack to where I couldn't even recover the reading. But everything was pretty much in order enough for me to get out the reading and the message the way it was, the way it's meant to come out. So I'm glad I was able to get that out for you. Now I'm gonna clean this up and we gonna get into another reading. I ain't gonna end the live. I'm gonna just continue off this reading. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. And I hope you guys step into that sun energy if you've been having a hard time or going through things such as people trying to build cases against you, injustices for no reason, people doing rituals on you constantly in your energy, CPS cases, like I said, anything that you've been dealing with. I hope you get through that injustice. I hope the people receive the karma that they deserve. I hope you receive the karma you deserve when it comes to the good karma, the good luck that you deserve, and for you to be freed from the situations and freed from any lack that you may have. Now, bear with me, I'll just shuffle these cards up. You're welcome. Thank you. You stay blessed as well. I'm trying to be better with reading the comments. It's I don't know if y'all all know this, but if you don't know now, you know I'm blind. So right now I got on my glasses, but these glasses is old as hell. So I still gotta look close to see the comments. That's how blind. It's sad, yo. It's sad. I need help. As That's another thing. It must have really been meant for me to get this reading out on YouTube. The fact that I couldn't save it on the other platform because you saw what I just did. I just finished this reading and I put it in the deck and shuffle it up. That's normally what I do, even if I'm not about to do a reading right after. This is what I normally do. But for some reason, for that reading, I didn't do that. So everything was sitting on top when it came to these cards. So it was easy for me to pull them back out and do the message over. Thank you. Thank you kindly. All right, all right, all right, all right. Be it minds together. That's crazy. I had these cards for years, y'all. I I messed up this card, the traveling news card. I'm like, ain't that about an itch? I gotta had these things for years. And now it just it's crazy because I actually got another tarot deck, but I don't really like that tarot deck, and I ain't got it with me anyways. Somewhere in storage. But that tarot deck is more like for you to really read the card image and say what you think. And I'm just now getting to that point where sometimes I'll look at a card and I may say what I think and visualize on the card. But being as though I'm just now getting to that point, they wouldn't have been helpful to me anyway. All right, we about to get into the next reading. I'm surprised I ain't had nothing on the sides and ain't nothing fall on the sides, but I'm still gonna put some shit on the sides so no cars really fall down in the crevices. All right, let's get ready to rumble. Say no, let me stop before my battery go low, cause that'd be my problem. That's why I can't keep going and going and going. Or you know what? I don't know. I might end this live, y'all, and come back and do it new because I want that to be separate. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm actually gonna end this live and I'm gonna come back. So see me back on the next live. I'm really coming right back, literally right back. So hope you guys enjoyed. Deuces. I holla.